And I would have to say that those are some of the deepest desires of my heart. It's just to get to a point where I am not in my masculine. I'm not constantly feeling overwhelmed or in frustration, because I know a lot of that stems from me being in my masculine for so long. And what God has called me to, especially over these last couple months, is being in this feminine energy of softness and being kind and not being so easily angered. And it's a really beautiful thing, because when I do just get in my flow, all of these blessings just come at my doorstep like randomly. And I just feel so happy, because there are times where I do get extremely overwhelmed and I don't know what to do. And if I'm in my head for too long, I start to make myself sick. I've gone to the hospital several times because of this, and I just don't desire to live that life anymore. So to be in that flow and ease due to figuring out what it is that I want, so that when anything comes into my life that doesn't line up with the things that I have scripted, it's very easy for me to say, yep, that's exactly what aligns with me right now. This is what I desire. Let's move forward with what that looks like. Or no, that doesn't line up with my vision, my vibe, or my values. I don't want to partake in that. And so if you have time, find a day, and this is really great to do on your Sabbath day, on your mom's Sabbath, is you just take a journal, and it doesn't have to be a thick journal. Like, this is a very small journal that I just put my my scripting desires in here. And again, I have like 14, and they're very detailed. The type of house I want to live in with my children, where it's located. I even like go on Zillow and have the address of the exact place that I want to live. And then like where I want us to travel to, what I want for my kids, like what they'll be doing. Like, Reenie's really good at gymnastics. I want her to do gymnastics. Atreyu just got into track. I want him to be able to do that more. I want them all to be in swimming classes. So all of these little things put in there. Don't leave any details out, because again, when the opportunities come, because God will bring the opportunities, the doors, you need to be ready to be like, yep, this is exactly what I wrote down. I'm going to move forward, or get more information and take the next step. I hope this video blessed you. I hope that when you decide to script, you put what you truly desire in there. Don't worry about money. Don't worry about your circumstances. Just focus on exactly what you would need to live your best life, your blessed life, actually. Because I think that sometimes we script. Let me not say us. Let me say what I did. And if this resonates with you, please go ahead and do what you want with it. But when I first scripted, a lot of it came from this lack mindset, and a lot of the beliefs that I felt the devil was telling me, like, you're never going to get out of your financial situation. You're always going to be a burden to a family member of yours. You'll never live your dream life. You're always going to be here in this situation. And one of the things that I had to do with myself is I had to put myself in this mindset of, if you had $50 million in your bank account tomorrow, what are some of the systems and the assets and the things you would set up for myself and for my family, right? And work from a place of great abundance. And I just don't want to say abundance, great abundance, because that is what God wants to give you. God doesn't want to give you scraps, right? He has called us to be the head and not the tail. He has called us to be an overflow, right? This is where it goes back to that picture. He has called you to be an overflow into other women, children, possibly other men's lives, right? But you can't do that being a hot pot, right? Something that may have a little bit of water in it, and then if you saw my other video about the things with the eggs, you know, there were times where I would boil eggs and the water would run out. And so I would just put another cup of water in there, right, to raise the water. And then that was it. But then there were times where it would go down again and I would have to put another cup. God does not call you to do that. God calls you to be an overflow of a pitcher. Think of a pitcher that's sitting in the sink and you have to fill it up before putting it in the fridge. He wants it to be like that. Just, oh, you know, you forget about it and it's just overflowing into the sink. That is what God desires for us. So when you go to script, grab your scripting journal. Try to do it on a mom Sabbath. I love to go to cafes all throughout my city and get a little matcha for myself. And I just sit there in a beautiful environment, filled with people, even like eavesdropping on what people are talking about. And not in a sense of listening for gossip, but just listening for cheer, listening for joy, listening for inspiration, and go from that feeling and that spirit of just like, wow, this is such a great environment. I'm surrounded by beautiful things. This is what I desire. This is what I deserve. And then start scripting. And once you're in that flow of like, wow, everything's beautiful, everything's joyful, it's going to be so easy to say, yeah, I live in a house in San Diego that's this many rooms. I have beautiful pictures of my children in them. We have a chef that comes and preps our food every Sunday and Tuesday so that the food is prepped. We don't have to ever worry about making meals. We have a cute little schnauzer dog that's all black named Thomas. That is actually something that I scripted. I just love little miniature schnauzers so much. And we had a miniature schnauzer. His name was Buddy, but I don't know why Thomas has been the thing that I wrote down. But just the little things like that, right? My youngest son, Ashi, he just had a birthday and he's really, really wants an axolotl. It's like one of his things that he's mentioned to me several times. And then my daughter, she really wants a kitten. So all of those things right in there, right? And if you can, once you've wrote out your desires, go ahead and have your children join in too, because your children are the best indicator of how great it can get and the depths of not only God's love, but what he can do. I think that children are a blessing, not just because they are just so innocent and pure, but they don't have a jaded faith, right? They don't have a jaded belief that when you say to them, if they ask you for a toy or for an experience and you say yes, they're in complete alignment with the manifestation, and they just meditate on how great it's going to be. They don't sit there and they're like, well, you're going to do this and you're going to do that, and I want to go to Disney World and you said you're going to take me to Disney World. Kids, they literally are expecting the best. You tell them, they know you're handling it. And I love that because I feel like that is the relationship God wants us to have, right? But again, it's about setting that intention. So I hope that this video blesses you. I hope that you can start scripting right away. I hope that you have a beautiful Easter weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.